Hello, my name is Rebecca Enos. I am leader of Wellbeing at Pontypridd High School. This information video is all about wellbeing at Pontypridd High School, and we'll look at meeting relevant members of our team and important information that you would need to know before September. Here we have the key Year 7 team and the faces of people that you and the pupils will meet when you join us in September. You have the members of the senior leadership team, and you also have key wellbeing, ALN and attendance staff. Miss Katie Pritchard is currently the lead for wellbeing and standards in Year 7 and 8, and she will be the first point of contact for pupils and for parents come September. Miss Katie Rees is also a wellbeing manager for Year 7 and 8. She's currently on maternity leave, but she will be back in January of next year and ready to get to know pupils and parents. We've also then got our Elenco and additional learning needs support staff and parents who would like information on additional learning needs, and then we have our attendance officers who are there for queries to do with attendance at any time. Some of the most important people for Year 7 pupils are their form tutors, and in front of you you can see our fantastic Year 7 form tutor team for September 2021. Now there are 5 main form classes with the letters P-O-N-T-Y, which spell out Ponty, and pupils will be in these form classes every morning from 8:30, and they will be the first member of staff that your child sees every day. The DEN provision is there as a nurture provision for pupils with additional learning needs or who need access to additional support first thing in the morning, and that is something that Miss Pritchard will discuss with parents of those pupils as and when it is appropriate. Form classes will be organised in readiness for May 2021, and you will receive a welcome from your form tutor during the month of May this year to get to know a little bit about them and a little bit of information ready for September. Okay, you might be thinking, what is expected of my child? Or if you're a pupil watching this, you might be thinking, what is expected of me from my first day at Pontypridd High School? So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something called attitudes to learning. On the screen, you can see an attitudes to learning screenshot. Now, this is taken from a poster, which you will see a lot of in school in September. It's in your classrooms, your form tutors and your teachers will talk to you about it a lot too. This is something we've introduced this year, and it is all about making sure that we focus on having a positive attitude every single day when we're in school. Now you can see at the top it says being an ambitious, confident and ethical contributor at PHS. Now this links to the new curriculum for Wales which is coming in, and it looks at you being able to do these things to be a fantastic member of our school, but being able to carry on with these skills when you become a member of society when you leave school, and making sure that your attitude is right with everything that you do. Now, our expectation, like I said, is that your attitude is a positive one. And I'm going to break down the sections for you so you understand what we're expecting from you. When I say ambitious, I am looking at making sure that you are always trying your best and that you accept the challenges in your lessons, within clubs that you join, and when things get a little bit difficult, that you're able to persevere and show us resilience, that you never give up. I'm also looking for pupils to be aspirational and set yourself targets that are really high, so as you can constantly strive to be the best version of you when you're in school with us. When we look at the word confident, I am looking at confidence within your lessons. So are you confident using literacy, numeracy and IT skills? Are you confident asking for help or making sure that you learn from your mistakes? And I'm also looking at things outside of school. So you're confident when you're engaging with your homework, or you join some teams or some clubs when you're with us in school. When we look at the word ethical, you might think, what does that mean in a school context? Now, for ethical, we want to make sure that pupils are respectful and that they behave sensibly when they're in school. We also want you to think about how your actions impact others during your time in school as well. And finally, we have said we want you to be a contributor. Now that means a few things when you're in school. Firstly, it means that we want you to contribute to school life, which means taking part in pupil voice, giving us feedback, looking at what works well at school, looking at what could change to make school a better experience for everybody. And it also means that we want you to be a contributor and do your part to make sure that you are always ready to learn, you are punctual, you bring the right equipment, and that you wear the correct school uniform. Now that is just a little snapshot into what we expect from you when you join us in September, all the way until you leave us in year 11. Now, your attitude to learning, you might be able to see the box where there are grades. There's an A, a B, a C and a D. So your attitude to learning is graded by your form tutor and your class teachers regularly. Miss Pritchard will also ask you to grade your own attitude to learning regularly. Now this will help you to understand the criteria, so the statements under each of the 4 main headings, and it will help you set yourself some targets to make sure that you're constantly progressing and finding room for improvement with everything that you do. Our attitudes to learning link very closely to our positive relationships policy. The positive relationships policy looks at rewards and sanctions at Pontypridd High School. On the screen is our diamond. The top half of the diamond looks at rewards and the bottom half of the diamond looks at unacceptable actions and sanctions. Looking at rewards on the top half in the green, there are lots and lots of ways to get awards at Pontypridd High School. From your class teachers in your lessons, from your form tutor for excellent attendance and no behaviour points, and then right at the top, the way to earn the most points is for having an excellent school report. An excellent school report doesn't mean achieving A grades in all of your subjects, because we're all good at different things. It means having an excellent attitude to learning across all of your subjects. Those positive points can then be used to buy yourself rewards at certain times of the year, and we will look at that a little bit later when we look at class charts. The bottom section of the diamond and the red colour looks at unacceptable actions. Now we hope that, especially in year 7, for pupils not to be in this section very often, but we also know that we all make mistakes, and sometimes there will be need for things like warnings or maybe a break time detention. What is the most important thing is that you learn from your mistakes and you avoid making them again in the future. On the right hand side, you can see the different things that you may have negative points for or class teacher warnings for. Things like chatting in lessons, not having the right equipment, etc. You can have a look at that in more detail to make sure that these aren't things that you do when you join us in September. Okay, to bring together the attitudes to learning expectations, the way that you're able to earn positive achievement points in school, and then rewards and tracking of all of that information, I would like to introduce something called class charts. Now, class charts, if you've never heard of it before, is very similar to the different apps you might have in primary school, things like Class Dojo, and it's all about opening lines of communication between school, parents and carers. And for you guys joining us in year 7, it also helps you keep track of all of the information that we've been talking about so far today. Now, class charts has lots of benefits for teachers, pupils and for parents and carers. For us teachers, we're able to set our seating plans, we can award achievement points and behaviour points, we can schedule and track homework, and also when they're needed, we can schedule and track detentions. For you guys as pupils in September, class charts allows you to view your positive and negative points and keep track of them. It allows you to look at the homework you've been set, and it will turn different colours when it's handed in or if it's late. You are able to access announcements that are sent by your teachers with important information for your lessons. You can view your timetable, and you will have reminders if you're ever placed into detention. Similarly, for your parents and carers, they are also able to view your positive and negative points. They can access the homework that you have scheduled, and they can see if it goes green for handed in or red for missing, and they can help you manage your time at home. They can also access the announcements that are set by your teachers, view your timetable, and also see if there are any reminders for detention. Your detentions will also turn green if you attend or red if you miss them, so parents and carers can keep a track of that too. When you look at class charts, you can open it on a tablet, on a computer, on a phone, anything at all. And there are separate logins, one for pupils and one for parents. And these will be given out in September. When you log in, it looks a little bit like this on the screen. You're able to see the behaviour breakdown. And then down the side, you can see the different actions that you're able to perform. So you can check behaviour, homework, detentions, and then at the bottom is the reward section. And this is what I'd like us to focus on now. So you have seen the attitudes to learn and expectations, and you know exactly what you need to be doing when you're in school with us in September. You've seen how to achieve achievement points, and then you can see on class charts how you can track those points. But you might be thinking, what do I do with all of these positive achievement points? This is where rewards come into play. Once every term, so just before Christmas, just before Easter, and just before we finish for the summer, our class chart reward shop opens, and you are able to spend all of your positive points on rewards for you. Here are some examples of the rewards that are available to you. There are things like footballs, rugby balls, tennis balls, a variety of stationery, and for those who achieve the top points every term, there are bigger rewards like gift cards available. Every year we ask pupils for suggestions of things they would like to see in the reward shop, so start having a think, and when your form tutor asks you for ideas in September, have some ready to give us to make sure there are things in the reward shop that you would like to buy ready for Christmas 2021. At Pontypridd High School, we have a school uniform that all pupils must follow when they join us in September. You can see on the side MST Sports logo. That is where you're able to buy some of the embroidered uniform that is specific to Pontypridd High School. Looking at school uniform, there are some images here to help you, but the breakdown is the following. Pupils must wear plain black trousers. There's no leggings, jeans or jogging bottoms permitted. You must wear the white polo shirt with the school badge, the black sweatshirt, a V-neck jumper or a cardigan with the school badge, and plain black shoes or trainers. When looking at PE kit, you can see some images here of what that looks like. There are rugby shirts, polo shirts, training tops, a hooded tracksuit top, navy shorts or a skirt, or black or navy jogging bottoms or sports leggings are permitted. If you'd like any further information on school uniform, please don't hesitate to contact us using the transition team email address. Having the correct equipment for school each day is really important, and it also forms part of our attitudes to learning expectations. On the screen you can see a breakdown of the equipment that we expect you to have every day in school. So a pen, a pencil, a ruler, a rubber and a sharpener, colouring pens or pencils, a calculator, ideally scientific for your math lessons, and a reading book. Now, uniform and equipment checks will take place weekly during registration. Your form tutor will do this, and they will also be graded during your form tutor report using the attitudes to learning criteria. We do like to spend some of our time in registration and sometimes at the start of a lesson reading, so it's really important that you bring a reading book to school every day. Attendance is something that is very important to all schools, and that is no different when you join us at Pontypridd High School. Like the slogan says, attendance matters for every student every day. We have a dedicated attendance team who are based in the upper block, the red brick building, in the attendance and wellbeing offices, and you can see their pictures on the right hand side of the screen, Mrs. Young and Mrs. Davis. Now, all pupils should aim to attend school every day. But as an attendance team and as a school, we know that this can be difficult sometimes, especially at the moment because of the restrictions that we are living with because of COVID-19. It is important that all absence related to illness, whether that's COVID-19 or not, is reported to school every day. Now, this can be done by phoning the school and you'll be put through to Mrs. Davis to talk about absence, or via the Parent Mail app, which is something that you'll be invited to join up to in September. If a pupil is going to be absent due to a pre-arranged appointment, things like doctor's appointments, hospitals, dentists, orthodontists, etc., This is something that can be discussed with the wellbeing team at any time. Pupils can go to see Mrs. Young or Mrs. Davis with appointment letters, or parents and carers can call into school to speak with Mrs. Young or Mrs. Davis to ensure that these are logged correctly on the registers. The attendance team are also there to support if pupils are not feeling very well, or if pupils need to go home for any reason during the day, and they will make sure that they contact parents and carers to arrange collection of pupils for any reason. If you ever need to collect a pupil early during the day, please contact the attendance team who will be able to help you. And finally, if and when holidays are able to take place again, holiday forms can be collected from the attendance team, as this is something that we monitor very closely as a school. If you have any questions about school attendance, please get in touch using the transition team email address, and Mrs. Young or Mrs. Davis will be happy to discuss any questions. We have lots of support available at Pontypridd High School, both academic and wellbeing related. I'm going to talk to you about some of the wellbeing support that we have available in school for your pupil in September. Now, this support can be accessed from Year 7 right the way up to Year 13 at the moment, and there are a variety of different interventions available to suit all different types of learner need. To start with, we have a variety of rooms available in school to support pupils. For example, we have the den where interventions take place. We have support rooms that can be used at break and lunchtime if crowds or being outside is something that pupils are worried about. We also have a sensory suite to help pupils take some time, take some thinking time throughout the school day. We then have a number of different wellbeing support interventions that are available. We have things like ELSA support, which is emotional literacy intervention, which is run by teaching assistants. We have eye-to-eye counsellors in school on a variety of days, and pupils can spend time with those counsellors should they wish. We then have a number of interventions to help pupils build on their emotional wellbeing skills. Things like the use of emotion stones. We have a variety of art, music and play therapies, and then we also have things like Lego therapy, which helps to build communication skills and working with others, and then support for bereavement if and when that is applicable. If you'd like to talk about wellbeing support that is available, if you have anything that you would like to set up ready for September, please contact us using the transition team email address, and we'll be in touch to make sure that the right support is available for your child right from the day they start in September. Thank you very much for listening to this information. If you have any questions related to the wellbeing team or support available to your child, please email the transition team email address and I will get back in touch with you as soon as possible.